if you think for 1 second that I'm coming on here and going to shine praise or give credit to the New York Jets coming back in the fourth quarter to almost win this game, you are sadly mistaken. Because this Jets team, for 3 quarters, maybe even more than 3 quarters, looked like absolute trash. Undisciplined, disgusting play from the New York Jets. And we have Aaron Glenn, our head coach, coming in, and he's promoting accountability and responsibility and discipline. And we saw none of that. We saw none of that in this game. I don't know when it's going to kick in. I don't know when all the stuff, all the promises that Aaron Glenn has made is going to kick into this team, when someone's going to finally kick them in the head and say, guys, you look like crap. You're embarrassing your fans. You're embarrassing yourselves. Something needs to change, and Aaron Glenn better figure it out quick. I mean, it's Aaron Glenn's job. He pulled a Robert Saleh today, and he did that last week in Buffalo. I saw almost no emotion from Aaron Glenn for the first 3 quarters of this game. Just standing there stone-faced like an ass. When it's his job. I was deflated going into the second half. I was deflated in the third quarter, late in the fourth quarter, or late in the second quarter, going into the fourth quarter. It's his job to get to every one of those players, to get to every single one of them and slap them on the helmet and be like, guys, we still got a half of football. Guys, I want to see that. I want to see that on the cameras. Guys, we still have a quarter of football to play. We can come back. We can do this. But I didn't see emotion out of him till after that fourth quarter touchdown. I saw absolutely no emotion from him until after that. And let's be honest, folks, the Bucs kind of gave us that one. They didn't give it to us, but they were playing prevent. Their whole scheme on that first touchdown drive of the fourth quarter was basically, let's just make it so that the Jets can run out as much clock as possible. We're already up 26-6 or 23-6. Let's just let them run the clock down, and let's make it an easy day for us. None of them expected us to score there, right? And then come back, score again, and then have a Will McDonald blocked field goal that he then recovers for a touchdown. One of the rarest plays, which just so happened to be happening in another stadium in Philadelphia, one of the rarest plays, a blocked field goal run back by the same guy for a touchdown. That is unbelievable. The Jets gods, the football gods, finally smiled upon them and gave them a 1-point lead with 1:40 left in the game, and I immediately looked around and said, that's so much time. That's too much time. They already have timeouts in the 2-minute warning. And what did the Bucs do? Went right down the field and scored a field goal to win the game with no time left on the clock. And even that one bobble catch, I hate to say this, guy, Jets fans, that was a catch. I'm sure if you guys had eyes, you could see it was a catch, but it was made up to them because the next play they made that, I believe, and more. I don't know what else to do with this team. I don't know what Aaron Glenn can do. I don't know, because I'm so sick of his press conferences. I'm so sick of his, it's like a train, it's like a slow-moving truck, and it's like a waterfall. All this BS like crap that he comes out with. The Jets jetted today. And of course, they had fire there in the fourth quarter. Great. It didn't do us any good. We still lost the game. And a lot of that was actually football luck coming to our side. So many problems in this game. I will get to those problems and the ridiculous amount of penalties. And I don't want anyone coming to me, well, the Bucs had 8 in the first. The Bucs had more penalties they had 8 penalties in the first quarter. Who cares? That's for Bucs fans to deal with. We had plenty. But before I get to that, guys, please, I'm getting crazy here. Before I forget, hit that like button. It's free. It helps out the channel. It helps me out tons. Do me a favor, subscribe if you're new. That's amazing. And comment down below, because whether you like me, whether you hate me, whether you're a Jets fan, a Bucs fan, any fan, I respond to almost every single comment that comes in, and you can look at my past reaction videos. I respond to almost every comment in the first 24 to 48 hours. I love talking football. But the Jets start out the game with an illegal formation. They start out the game with an illegal formation on a drive that could have been for 7. We looked like we were going to go down and get 7, but it turns out, nope, only 3. Illegal formation, pre-snap penalties, a false start later in the game. These are the discipline and the accountability and the responsibility that Aaron Glenn said he was going to change in the culture of the New York Jets, and we have seen none of that. None of that in the first 3 games. None. Period. End of story. A face mask by Quinnen. We stop him, and Quinnen reaches up and grabs the face mask. You're a captain, bro. You're one of the people who's supposed to be on the sidelines with Aaron Glenn getting these people pumped up when the team is down, because I know I was deflated in the second quarter, the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter. And I saw Aaron Glenn just standing there stone-faced. Quinnen, a face mask. I didn't see you on the sideline. Maybe you were. I didn't see it. You guys need to pump your team up no matter how far you are down, because if you played a little better from the second quarter to the third quarter into the fourth quarter, maybe we would have won the game. Maybe we would have won the game. The pass interference on Sauce Gardner was absolute bullshit. It wasn't pass interference, but I'm not going to blame it. I mean, we lost the game. That play wouldn't have made the difference. There were so many other plays that made no difference, and Sauce Gardner is the worst tackler in the league. Find me a worse tackler. I mean, did you see him today getting thrown around like a rag doll? He gets his hands on people, just gets thrown to the side like a little bitch. Like, goddamn, it's bad. I don't know what else to say. Holding on Fashanu. Horrible offensive play calling in the whole first half. It was either run the ball up the gut or the option where Tyrod runs to the outside and either throws it or runs it himself, and the Bucs knew what we were doing the entire time. They picked up on it every single time, which is why we went into the half with 6 points. And then going forward on 4th and 1 in the first quarter, I believe, or maybe early second quarter, first quarter, what are you doing? It was like 6-10, and you're going for it? Now, I understand it was more like 4th and inches. But instead of running the QB sneak, which is almost a guarantee to get those inches, he drops back like 2-3 yards, hands it off to Braylon Allen, who gets dropped in the backfield. Who's calling this shit? Was it Glenn, offensive coordinator? Who made that call? Just QB sneak it, get a couple inches. I don't know what to say. Tyrod fumbled, another boner play, and once again, not necessarily his fault. That's on the offensive line. And then to end the half, of course, the Jets pull a Fail Mary Part 2, throwing it up like an asshole, and then just letting the cornerback or whoever it was pick it off and run it back for a pick six to end the half. What a nice way to go into halftime, right? What a nice way to go into halftime. The Jets were completely deflated. Almost the entire second half up until like halfway through the fourth quarter. No one's pumping anybody up. Aaron Glenn finally shows some excitement running down the field and dancing like an a-hole when the Jets blocked a field goal. Knowing there was still 1:40 left on the clock, they still had 2 or 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. What did you expect was going to happen? This was frustrating. Where was that energy that we got in the second half of the fourth quarter the entire game? Guys, once again, hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below. I'm Midnight Mike, and I can't wait to see you next time.